The 30% intelligence tax. Large language models lose 30% of their logical reasoning capacity after only 5 generations of training on their own synthetic output. This is not a theoretical bug. It is a mathematical certainty called model collapse. When an AI learns from an AI, it treats its own previous mistakes as ground truth and its own biases as facts. Within a few cycles, the once brilliant system becomes a hollow shell that can only repeat its own statistical averages. This feedback loop is the quietest crisis in the industry. It effectively places a shelf life on the era of free intelligence because every new model is drinking from a poisoned well. And the source of that poison is the loss of tail data, the erasure of the rare. Model collapse happens because AI is obsessed with the middle of the bell curve. In a standard training set, human data is messy and contains rare edge cases that provide the model with its depth and nuance. But when an AI generates a training set for the next version, it naturally favors the most probable outcomes. It ignores the weird, the creative, and the statistically improbable. Think of it like a photocopier making a copy of a copy. The fine lines and unique details disappear first, leaving behind a blocky, unrecognizable shape. By the 10th generation, the model has literally forgotten that anything outside its own narrow median ever existed. This architectural amnesia is what leads to the death spiral. But a new mechanism, called the iterative pipeline fix, is attempting to reverse this decay by focusing on entropy, the high entropy filter. The iterative pipeline fix works by treating synthetic data like a contaminated water supply that needs multi-stage filtration. Instead of dumping all AI output back into the training hopper, engineers are now using a secondary discriminator model to score every token for high entropy. It specifically hunts for the weirdness that AI usually tries to smooth out. If the data is too predictable, the pipeline discards it. It only keeps the synthetic points that mimic the unpredictability of a human brain. This is the difference between a model that echoes itself and a model that challenges itself. The ghost in the machine. There is a massive catch to this filtering strategy that the industry is hesitant to admit. Even the most advanced iterative pipeline is still just a sophisticated recycling program. We are using one AI to guess what a human might have said based on a baseline of human data that is getting older every single day. If we stop injecting fresh, non-digital human experiences into the system, even the entropy filters will eventually run out of variety. We risk creating a world where AI is incredibly good at simulating a 2024 version of humanity, but it becomes incapable of evolving alongside us. We are essentially breathing recycled cultural air. Critics argue that without new, high-quality human input, these pipelines are just delaying an inevitable plateau in machine intelligence. The part no one wants to say. The survival of AI development now depends entirely on the scarcity of verified human origin data rather than the scale of the compute. By solving the death spiral through the iterative pipeline fix and entropy filtering, we have inadvertently created a two-tier data economy. In this new landscape, the model architecture is no longer the moat. The real value has shifted to the gatekeepers, who can prove their data was never touched by an algorithm. For any strategist or builder in 2026, the takeaway is clear. The most expensive resource in the world is no longer chips. It is the messy, unpolished, and high-entropy output of the human mind. We are moving away from the era of big data and into the era of precision data. The success of the next generation of models will not be measured by how many trillions of parameters they have, but by the percentage of their training set that is certified organic. Watch for the results of the June 2026 Data Provenance Act, which will likely set the first global price floor for verified human-generated content. Subscribe for more.